Please give it up. Big round of applause for Louisa. Put your hands together. There she is.
Hello, I'm wearing my headset.
She got her headset on. From the film, on brand.
Ready and waiting.
Perfecto. Welcome to our show, our little show. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Still clapping, so the magic hasn't stopped. She'll be coming out in a second. Great. So, let's get to the nitty-gritty. You're an actor, director, writer, producer. What's next? Projector?
Sure, why not? Challenge accepted.
So what motivated you to do everything on this film?
Probably because I'm a control freak.
Okay.
I'd always wanted to direct. I work in a call centre as my day job when I'm not acting. So I felt like I really had the knowledge of kind of like how to do it because it's what I do every single day. So I thought that I would probably have the right vision for it. I wrote the film at work just on a little notepad at my desk. I did think about maybe giving someone else the role, but I just knew I knew exactly how I wanted Paige to be, so I thought, well, I'll just do it. And then producing it, originally I was going to produce it on my own. Then I realised I had no idea what I was doing. Producing's really hard. That's actually, I think, the hardest part of all of it. And I got a co-producer on called Emily Everdy. She's one of my best friends now. We only met at the beginning of the film, but I brought her on board to help me with that aspect of it. But it was my first little baby, so I just wanted to have I wanted to have control over all of it. Yeah, it was hard, but it was worth it.
And did you end up shooting it in your work?
Unfortunately not. We were going to, and then right at the last minute, they decided they didn't want to shoot it there, which was a nightmare at the time because I had like a week to get an office, which is hard in London. And I was really lucky that my dad runs a pub, and he was telling one of his like punters that comes to the pub, oh, my daughter's just lost her location for her film that shoots in a week. And he was like, I've got an office in London, she can borrow that. And it was just like complete luck that I managed to get a new office in time.
Very nice. I mean, I think that's how it's done in the producing game. You're just sort of throwing everything up in the air and seeing what sticks. So in terms of the script, was this the first proper, meaning proper screenplay type thing that you'd written?
Yeah, definitely the kind of the first kind of like well-rounded, properly formed, ready-to-go script. I'd had ideas and like written little things here and there, but this was definitely the first one that was like solid and like ready to go, and that I felt like, okay, actually this could be done. This could be a really cool little film. So
one major characteristic we noticed about the script is that you have this B story with the other guy at the call center. Who she likes, which just adds so much depth. It's such a little thing, this little thread, but it really adds a real specificity to her. It creates so much richness in this character. So was this deliberate? Was this in there all along, or was this something that you added in later when you were sort of assessing your stakes and all those things?
No, that character, the kind of love interest within the office, was there kind of right at the beginning, because actually I think it is because of that dynamic with him at the office is really what drives her to kind of look for something, look for a connection, find someone that likes her and sees her. And also when we see that rejection at the beginning, it immediately makes us feel sorry for her, and it makes it even more messed up when she kind of completely switches, because we've built her up to be this sweet innocent girl that just can't get the guy, and then she does get the guy and kills the guy. And so he was there from the beginning.
She gets a guy. Yeah. So particular to this ending, this is another great ending. Ending's obviously very, very difficult for a lot of people. I thought you had a great ending in that it fed into this idea. I can't remember where I read it. I think it was in Story by Robert McKee or something. But there's this phrase where they go, a good end. I have it here. But it's like when you give the audience what they want, but not in the way that they thought that they wanted it.
Yeah.
And I think you really pulled that off in this, because from the beginning, we want to see her reach some sort of fulfillment.
Yeah.
But then we're like, oh shit, didn't think like that.
Yeah, I was worried. You know, the ending for me was the hardest part of the writing process for me. Because, like, after she kills him, then it's like, well, what now? Like, what does she do now? I didn't want her to get arrested. I didn't want her to get, you know, found out. And I also didn't want her to beat herself up about it forever, because at the end of the day, she was a girl that got herself into a sticky situation. And things happened, and so I thought, well, maybe we'll just leave it on a slightly kind of cliffhanger sort of thing. Like, you kind of want to know, oh God, what's she going to do next? I kind of want to write a feature film about it, where she just goes on a rampage and just has a real taste for it and just starts like stealing data and killing people.
But what,
you know,
what you did with it, which is what makes it properly interesting, is you brought it back to her.
Yeah.
So you brought it back to her. Like, not the act of killing someone and all that kind of external stuff, but you brought it back, her internal life, to us at the very end.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do. That I wanted us to be on her side and like rooting for her. And I also kind of liked the fact that she frees the wife of the guy.
Yeah.
That you know, the wife kind of explains that this guy wasn't a very good guy, and it kind of sounds like maybe he had it coming, not without going to Chicago, but yeah.
So it's fate.
I think so. He had it coming.
And also, The Office, we were just talking about earlier, The Office, those sequences in The Office are amazing. Those sort of tracking shots and all that kind of stuff. Was that you put very hands-on in terms of put the camera here and there, or was that in the script, or was that
I wrote that in the script. I wrote that I wanted to kind of track down all the other call center workers and find Paige in her little corner. Now, obviously, so much of the camera work is down to my amazing DOP. Her name's Angela Zoe Neal. She's incredible. But there were a few other little shots that were written in. So I always wanted, when she says the papa of the postcode, I always wanted to cut into a macro onto her mouth as she said papa. And as the phone call is getting more steamy with the David character, I wrote it into the script that I wanted to have macros of like her eyes, her chest breathing, even like playing with, you know, her hands or like her lips. That was written in the script, but a lot of it is just incredible work from Angela as well.
But you've got quite a visual imagination then, I guess, when it comes to some people with their writing, they're more dialogue-y or whatever, but you've got a real sense of how everything is looking and visually in your head, sounds like.
Yeah. I'm super into that. I love kind of like my cinematography and everything. Like, I'm a massive film geek, and I love that kind of thing. But I was surprised as well, considering I hadn't made a film. I kind of thought that I would be all about the dialogue and like the performances of the actors, because I'm an actor. But actually,
you're an actor first.
Yeah. And I thought that maybe I would be making a really actory, dialogue-y film, when actually I was surprised that I started having these little ideas, camera-wise and also sound design-wise, of things that I wanted in the soundscape and the soundtrack as well. I had an amazing sound designer, Edward Guy, great composer, Fez Ogans. I was really lucky to have a great team that supported me on this kind of debut and taught me a lot.
Well, I think having a clear vision helps. A lot of people are looking at scripts, and if you've got a clear vision in there, then you're likely to have good luck with your crew. I'm going to welcome up Avril, who's going to read some questions. Have you got
Hello,
Hello again. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. So I have 3 statements and 2 questions.
Okay.
The statements are, Miss Kirsty Burnham is saying that's the best film so far. Do you know her? You have the same surname.
Kirsty, that's my cousin. Okay. She's basically my sister. Thanks, Kirsty. She is biased though, so don't believe her.
Okay. But we have other comments from people saying great film and fantastic twist in the end. Brilliant directing and acting. And we have a couple of questions. We have a question from Rosie Francona, that was the lead in the previous film.
Oh, amazing! You did a great job. She was amazing.
Yeah. So who is asking? Do you ever work with improv?
That I've only done one film, so we didn't really do. There wasn't much improv in the film, in the call center. It was pretty structured. Was there any improv in the film? I don't think so. And then as an actress, have I done much improv? I haven't actually really. Only like for fun in like classes and lessons. I haven't even really done any acting jobs that involve much improv. I'd love to, though. I think there's nothing more like exciting and stimulating than the pressure of improv. It's awesome. I'd love to do more.
Great. Thank you. And the other question is from Dimitris again from Greece. Could you ever consider having your character only in this film? Like you were in the call center? He thought you were such a brilliant actress that you could carry a film like that.
Oh, so a feature?
No, during the whole film, having one character, be everything on her.
Oh, as in like not introducing any other characters?
Yes, because he was so impressed by the initial scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so sweet, but I don't know if anyone wants to see my face for that long. I think we got to bring some people in to keep it fresh and exciting. That's very sweet, though. Interestingly, that first phone call with David when she first meets him, originally that phone call was like, dare I say, 7 minutes long in the edit, and I had a great editor, Stella Heathkit, and thank God she was there to kind of like shorten that phone call down, because it was a lot of me talking about insurance.
So Dimitris,
so, yeah.
Dimitris, no. The answer is no.
I think probably not, but I'm very flattered.
You could do a director's cut that's just like
just me,
all the footage.
I've got the headset. I could just do a sequel. I could do a sequel right now.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Yeah, we could do that for the next 3 hours. Depends how much you're going to donate, Dimitris. Perfect. Well, thank you. Obviously, you've got a very clear vision, very hardworking, and unafraid to do everything. And that's what rallies around a good team around you, I think. Thank you so much for coming on and letting us show your film. Fantastic.
Thank you. This is amazing. I wish more people were doing stuff like this. Thank you.
Oh, great. Well, maybe we'll keep doing it even after we're allowed to outside. Okay, big round of applause for Louisa Connolly-Burnham. You got her Twitter up there.
All right, see you later.
Oops. Bye. Do the applause. And we're out.